So the question was, how did I become involved in DVSA? Really, I don't have any personal experience with domestic violence. I do have experience with stalking and bullying. And actually, stalking is a form of domestic violence. If you have people following you, that's... Well, anytime you feel that you're in danger when that happens, that qualifies. And bullying, that's really connected with relationships. That's actually an early sign of potential to have domestic violence in your relationship. So we teach children in school that it's important to not bully, and that helps reduce the risk of that happening. It doesn't completely solve it, but it does reduce the risk. And actually, I've seen a lot of domestic violence cases with my friends. One of my friends back in Gallaudet had one of the worst cases I'd ever seen. She was in one of my classes, and, well, actually, she worked for the CIA in their human resource department, and her husband worked on a different floor. And eventually they were separated because she just didn't feel safe. But he was constantly threatening her. He'd say things like, "I'll kill your cat if you don't do this." And he was always using her children against her. I couldn't believe some of the things she told me he'd said. And she actually found refuge at my house. It was the one place that she felt safe. That was really one of the worst cases I've ever seen. I still can't believe it happened. Her life has gotten a lot better now. Oh, but back then, he used to also control her access to communications. It was awful. We're really lucky here in Wisconsin that we have 2 state organizations that support us. One of them is specifically focused with domestic violence, and the other with sexual assault. And they're really great, giving us both financial and informational resources. We'd be struggling without all of their support, but because of their involvement and their willingness to help us in any way we needed, it's really helped us get along. We've really meshed and worked together. Financially, they've been a great help as well. Well, right now we've had budget cuts, but they've really been great for supporting our services. And they recognize the deaf as a specific cultural group. Also, so domestic violence and sexual assault groups they have their cultural subgroups and count every different cultural group, and they allocate the funds to those cultural groups. The Independent Living Center does that as well. It falls under the umbrella of the domestic violence sexual assault category, but it separates out its funds accordingly. There is not currently an allocation of funds specifically to deaf cultural groups themselves. That's up to the individual groups to allocate those funds to their deaf clients. I myself am actually a feminist, and I believe that it's a woman's right, a deaf woman's right, to have special services for herself.